Thank you very much. The gleaming shores of the Gulf of America. See, that's one of the things we, if we did so much, that's like one of the, I don't want to call it a throw-in because it's very important, but it's like a little throw-in. I said, we ought to just sort of change the name. We have 92% of the frontage. But they were there first. They've been here 100 years longer. Gulf of Mexico, 100 years longer. Now it's the Gulf of America because we have 92%. I wouldn't say Mexico was thrilled, but they were fine. And I'm delighted to be here at this national treasure, one of the largest energy export hubs anywhere in the world, The port of Corpus Christi, we had a lot to do with it. That bridge, we had so much. What a nice bridge. Ooh, I like that color. What a nice bridge. And we dredged nice and deeply. I guess they said 54 feet or something. It's about as deep as you can go. I think we could go a few feet deeper, and then you want to go a little bit deeper? What the hell? What the hell? It's only money. With the men and women here today, we're unleashing America's potential, strengthening our security, increasing our prosperity. We had the most successful country anywhere in the world. A year and a half ago, we had a dead country. Our country was dead. You know it better than anybody. And cementing America's status as the #1 energy superpower by far anywhere on earth. And I want to thank Venezuela because our relationship is a very good one. We're a very, very good one. We're having a very good relationship. That ship is from Venezuela. For 4 long years before I took office, the Biden administration, Sleepy Joe Biden, one of the worst presidents in history, not one of the, I have to think the worst. How could can you get worse? Somebody said, please don't be political today. Okay, but he's the worst president we've ever had. And its allies in Congress waged a radical left war on American oil and natural gas like you've never seen before. They were killing our country and killing your area right here. In fact, they say if I wanted, I could work. If I ran for the mayor of Corpus Christi, would I win? I think so. What the hell? I looked at your job stats. You have done very well with Trump. They killed the Keystone XL pipeline. This is the Biden group. Here's the good news. In all fairness, he had no idea what the hell was happening. But it was his administration of horrible people, horrible, radical left people. No, he used the auto pen very well. There's never been anybody in history that used an auto pen like that. Almost conclusively. He piled crippling regulations on producers and refiners, imposed natural gas export ban, and slashed new leases for drilling by 95%. That's Biden. Under their Green New scam, one of the greatest scams in history, gasoline reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states, fueling the worst inflation in the history of our country. We had the worst inflation in the history of our country. You've heard me say this before, the fake news sitting back there. They say Trump exaggerated. It wasn't in history. They say it was 48 years. Okay, we'll take that too. In a way, 48 years sounds even worse if you want to know the truth. But they tell me it's 48 years. It's not. I think it's the history of our country. But whether it's 48 years or the history of our country, they're both pretty bad. Do we agree? But all of that changed. My first day back in office, it all changed. Our country started coming back like never before. On day one, I declared a national energy with Trump.
Oh, sorry about that. What I will say, what he didn't say about Joe Biden's inflation rate, he did say it was one of the worst, right? But he didn't give anybody context about that, right? Joe Biden, first of all, Joe Biden inherited the COVID year, right? COVID started in 2019 when Donald Trump was still in office, okay? That's when COVID began. And so Joe Biden took over that administration, that previous administration of Donald Trump. He'll tell you, right? He'll say that he inherited Joe Biden's, the Democrats' bad administration. He inherited a mess. But he won't tell y'all that Joe Biden also inherited a mess as well. So that's one of the things I feel like Donald Trump is always disingenuous with, right? He don't really tell you the full context of things, right? So I always say he's one of the most disingenuous presidents in U.S. history. That's my thoughts. That's my opinion. It's just what it is, right? But I think right now, if you guys think, I think he's shaping a narrative right now ahead of the midterms. I really believe he's shaping a narrative because you're gonna see how he framed this speech. Just pay attention. I don't know if you guys have watched this speech from yesterday, but just pay attention to how he framed it, and you will see that he's actually painting a narrative ahead of the against the Democrats ahead of the midterm. So let's get right back to the video, guys.
And so far, we just started 80 million barrels of fuel. Think 80 million barrels of oil. Think of what that means. Think of a stadium with 80,000 people. Now say 80 million. That's what we've taken, and it's great for Venezuela, and it's great for us. It's great for us, great for Venezuela. And a lot of it, like that, a lot of it comes right here. And with our new friend and partner, Venezuela, we're going to do a lot of other things. We're going to be doing a lot. We're having a great relationship with their government. Has anybody ever witnessed anything so beautiful, so decisive, and so popular with the people of Venezuela? It was very popular. In fact, 360,000 barrels of Venezuelan crude are right now sitting in the tanker on my left. It's a nice one. So where the hell does that one come from? For the benefit of both our nations, we're going to refine their oil right here in America and right here in Texas, and then export it to all over the world. We're going to keep some for ourselves. We're going to give some to them, and they're going to make more money than they've ever made before. We'll help build their country again, which was a disaster. And we're going to build.
Let's be real, y'all. Let's be real. Do we really believe, yes or no? Put it in the chat, yes or no. Do y'all really believe that Donald Trump, his focus is on helping Venezuela to rebuild their country? Like, what does that actually look like, right? Do we think that this is just a money grab, right, for the rich guys in Venezuela? This is going to help out the rich guys. Everybody, the rich is just going to get richer in Venezuela, and the rich is going to get richer here in the United States. This is not about rebuilding Venezuela at all. It's not. Let's just be real. Y'all know it's not.
Build it up, and we're going to benefit also, and that's the way it's supposed to be, right? It's going to be great. One person who has witnessed our energy turnaround firsthand is Jesse Robinson. Jesse? Come on up here, Jesse. He began his career at this port working on the front lines of railroad operations and has risen to become one of the port's key leaders. I can see that, by the way. You all know him, helping to drive the American energy surge. Like, this is a surge like nobody's ever seen. Jesse, come on up and say a few words.
Hit that like button, chat. Hit that like button. Come on, get those likes up.
Wow. Good afternoon, everyone. You know, I've been on this cargo dock probably 1,000 times, but I never could have imagined standing at this podium at this very moment with all of you as we honor together what an irrefutably historical moment this is. In my role as Director of Asset Management here at the port, I see firsthand every day the valuable contributions by President Trump. I see the millions of dollars in federal funds invested in infrastructure that helps us serve our customers so they can then turn and serve the communities around the world.
This is how to tell if your automobile is fake.
At this port, I have the honor of leading roughly 75 employees and contractors, most of which are here today. And I can tell you with utmost sincerity that every one of us takes great pride in our jobs, supporting this global gateway we work hard and with humility. This waterway means something to us. It represents the economic opportunity for tens of thousands of families throughout this region. I want to thank my family for supporting my commitment to this port. I want to thank my team for their heart and grit. And I want to thank President Trump for recognizing their tenacity and value. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Jesse. Great guy and great family and hard worker. All hard workers. I'm a hard worker. We're all hard workers. Slashing energy costs. Hey, by the way, how did you like the State of the Union the other night? That was good. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was fun. Did you see these people on my right, the way they just sat there? Some of them. How about Omar screaming like a lunatic? You looked at her bulging eyes. She's crazy. Get her the hell out of here. Omar and her friend, and her little friend sitting next to her. Slashing energy costs is among the most important actions we can take to bring down prices for American consumers, because when you cut...
This is why I said Donald Trump is painting a narrative ahead of the midterms, right? He is going to swing this narrative for the rest of the year, that the Democrats sat down, the Democrats didn't get up. Did you see the Democrats sit down? Did you see them sit down? These people are crazy. Mind you, if you go back and watch the State of the Union from Barack Obama, 2015, 2016, you go back and watch any State of the Unions for the Democrats, Republicans sat down they sat down majority of the time too. They didn't rise, they didn't clap. A lot of them didn't rise when he said important things. But this is why I say he's gonna go on this midterm campaign tour, and he's gonna smear the Democrats for the rest of the year. Literally. He's gonna paint a narrative so that his lunatics, that his trumpeters can just roll with it, right? They can run with it, right? And that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna, because he don't have any other leg to stand on, right? He just don't. We already know that his approval rate is terrible amongst Americans, right? Terrible, below 40% approval rate across all the polls, right? So he's gonna stay on this low tier, low vibrational level, right? He's gonna keep spewing because he already know he has his base. His base is gonna roll with him no matter what, because they all suck his dick. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna suck his dick no matter what. So his base is gonna, even if they pull out some proof, like I'm talking about some hard evidence proof of this Epstein shit on him, his base is gonna roll with him regardless, because that's just who they are. You know what I'm saying? So he knows he can just he can go on a smear campaign. He can be the most disingenuous president, the most diabolical president ever. He can continue to do this because he know his base is going to stick with him no matter what. So he's going to smear the Democrats the rest of the year on this whole State of the Union. They didn't stand up. Can you believe these people? These people are crazy. He's going to ride that wave for the rest of the year, chat. Just watch what I tell y'all. This is the narrative that he's painting, just to try to sway voters to vote for Republicans in the midterms.
The cost of energy, you just cut the cost of energy. Everything follows. Look, you're in an industry, a business, whatever you want to call it, a profession in many cases. Everything follows energy. Now, AI, they build these big plants. They say, how do you make your money? Information. Somehow I like oil better. I'm sorry. I think oil. If I had my choice, I have to stick with oil. In 12 months, we've driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it's been down to 1 point inflation, 1.7%. Nobody thought that. So we went from
If you go back and watch 2 lives ago, what I did 2 lives ago, he is still carrying this lie that his last 3 months of 2025, anybody can go and check at the BLS.gov, the Bureau of Labor Statistics.gov. You can go and fact check him for yourself, chat. Don't always, you Republicans out there who love Donald Trump, get his nutsacks out of your mouth for 2 seconds, right? Just get his nutsacks out of your mouth and actually go fact check him. He just said the last 3 months of 2025, he had inflation down to 1.7%. Now, I thought that I thought that maybe he just misspoke when he said that during the State of the Union. I really thought that he misspoke, right? But now that this speech right here in Texas that he did yesterday, he is still giving us this incorrect inflation percentage for his last 3 months in 2025. He is saying 1.7. He had inflation down to 1.7% the last 3 months of 2025. Guys, I hate to tell you, you Donald Trumpians, this is very false. It's incorrect. He's lying. He is lying straight to his teeth. If he can lie about something so simple like this, that you could literally just go fact check. Just go fact check, literally. Just go to BLS.gov, right, and check the inflation rate for the 2025, 12 months for the 2025. And then you can look at the last 3 months of 2025. He is literally lying through his teeth. Just go check it yourself, right? That's it. Go out right now, leave this live, and go check it. He lies. He literally lies to y'all. But a lot of you Republicans, you Trump turds, you just suck his dick no matter what. No matter what.
3 months of 2025. It's been down to, I had my choice. I have to stick with oil. In 12
Here it is. Listen.
months, we've driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it's been down to 1% inflation, 1.7%. Nobody thought that. So we went from
Trump, sir, nobody thought that because that's a fucking lie, bro. That's a fucking lie. Literally. Guys, go fact check this for yourself. Right? Ozzy, you want to say that go and look it up for yourself, guys. This is a fucking lie, bro. This nigga just lied through his teeth all the time. You said, please don't cuss. Okay, I won't cuss. My bad. He is a liar. Okay, he's lying. I'll just say it like that. What did he say? 1.7. And I know he didn't Can nobody say, oh, maybe he misspoke? No, he said the same thing during the State of the Union address, y'all. He said the same thing during did you go to BLS.gov? Don't go to Google. Go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So shut up. Just did a fact check. You're wrong. See, that's what I'm saying. These Trump turds, boy. I'm telling y'all gotta watch these guys. They got the same narrative. Y'all gotta understand the people that vote for Donald Trump have the same spirit that he has, right? They got the same pathological liar spirit. They got the same I like little girl spirit. They got the same all that shit. They got the same I'm friends with Jeffrey Epstein spirit. They got the same spirit as him. They literally have the same spirit as Donald Trump. Birds of a feather do what, chat? Birds of a feather what? Yeah, y'all already know the rest.
the highest inflation ever to low inflation. Everything took place. I've been here 1 year. Think of it, 1 year, a little bit more than 1 year now. Time flies. Time flies. Maybe we do one more term. Should we do one more term? Do one more term. One more. Well, we're entitled to it because they cheated like hell in the second one. So we would actually be entitled to it. But think of it, the price of eggs is down 60%.
Think about that. That's another narrative right there, right? One more term. One more term. This is why you hear Trump turds say Trump 2028. Trump 2028. Everywhere you go on YouTube, everywhere you go on any live feed, right? These Trump supporters, what do they put in the chat when y'all see them? Trump 2028. Trump 2028. He is painting that narrative, and these people are going around spewing that same dumbass narrative, right? These people literally do not understand the Constitution at all, right? So he literally standing there, right? He will say, "Oh, I'm just joking around. I'm just joking around." But no, he's not joking around because his dumbass really believed that the 2020 elections were stolen, right? This is the narrative that they will paint. They're gonna go on this smear campaign for the rest of the year. This is the leg. This is all he have to stand on, chat, because he don't have any real policies. He don't have the only policy that Donald Trump had was the border policy, bro. Immigration policy, building the wall. That's it. And even with that, right now, even with that, he done softened up. Even with that, right? When he talk about his tax cuts for Social Security, tips, and all of that overtime, understand that it's context to everything that he's saying, right? Understand that there's limitations to these things, but a lot of his supporters don't go and do the research. They don't check these things. They just run with the rhetoric. Literally. They just run with the rhetoric, bro. Understand that.
Cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than it has been in years. And even beef is right now on the way down. It's coming down fast. Prices of almost everything is down. And we inherited a mess 1 year ago, a mess. And they came up with the word affordability. Affordability.
He said that he inherited a mess. In the last 2 years of Joe Biden's administration, inflation was actually down to 3%. The last 2 years of Joe Biden administration, inflation was actually down. Joe Biden, believe it or not, he inherited COVID, right? But he did not, he ended his administration on a pretty solid note. He ended it on a pretty solid note, right? But Donald Trump is gonna beat this dead horse up and down these rallies, these tours. He's gonna keep feeding the American people these lies, because the more you repeat the lie, right? The more you repeat the lie, the truer it may become. People may start to believe the lie, right? That's why he repeat the same catchphrases, guys. He repeat the same talking points every single day. It never stops, right? He's a bird brain, right? This is the dumbest, most disingenuous president who's bankrupt over fucking 50 times, who who inherited his wealth, right? He didn't build his wealth, he inherited his wealth, right? And failed businesses for years, right? He's cheated people out of money all of his life, right? This is we need a businessman for president. This is the businessman y'all wanted. This is the businessman y'all wanted, bro. A failed businessman who cheated people out of everything, who cheated everybody out of money, and he inherited his wealth. He didn't build shit. He inherited his wealth. Spoon-fed, silver spoon, gold spoon, right? He didn't build shit from the ground up. All right, this is who y'all voted for. Racist, yep. Can't forget racist. Didn't want to rent out his spaces to black people. Like we ain't forgot about about him. Now I'm not saying I was for Joe Biden ass either. I know what Joe Biden did in 93, 92, right? But at least goddamn Joe Biden tried to switch up. At least he tried to switch up, right? He messed up again when he said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He definitely messed up when he said that. But we know Joe Biden was losing his mind. We know Joe Biden was losing his mind. His cognitive abilities wasn't there. It wasn't there. All right. So let's get back into it, guys. You can disagree respectfully. You know, I don't care if you call me dumb. None of that stuff don't bother me. right? It don't bother me. You're full of it. Okay, that's your opinion, Julia. That's your opinion. Here we go. Let's get back into it. You can disagree with me. You know, it's all cool. It's all cool. I'm not gonna get pissed off or nothing like that. It's all good. Because guess what? You're watching me. I'm not watching you. That part.
And I said, what are they talking about? They're the ones that caused it. They're cons, they're liars, not good. Other than that, we want to have unity. Let's have unity. To have unity, you need sane people on the other side. And when you watch them not stand up for a mother that just lost her daughter, or not stand up for a great, brave helicopter pilot that did so well and so amazing in Venezuela, or not stand up when I asked the question, stand up if you love our country. Think of
Because you didn't ask the question in sincerity, Donald Trump. You didn't ask the question like literally. You asked a trap question, right? You was trying to build campaign videos, campaign talking points. This is what he did it for. This is why he talking about it now. It was all a strategy. The reason he knew that the Democrats was not going to stand up for nothing that he talked about. The Democrats don't like you, Donald Trump. They don't fuck with you. They don't. They believe that you're just a fucking pathological liar. They believe that you're hiding shit from the Epstein files. They know you are, right? They know because you were supposed to release those files earlier, but you waited 30, 40 days later, right? Then you released a file with 100,000 redactions. No, my bad, 1 million redactions, right? Covering up names, releasing the victims' names and addresses and phone numbers. Guys, all of this stuff was done intentionally, guys. All of these redactions and releasing the victim file information, it was done intentionally so it could be made to look like it was a mistake. Oh, we made a mistake. We got to go back and fix it, right? We sorry. We tried to redact everybody that we're supposed to redact, but we made a mistake. We didn't mean to put those victims' names out, phone numbers out, addresses out, right? No, it was all done that way intentionally. Understand that. Y'all can't be slow. You can't be stupid. That was the whole strategy. That was the whole playbook. The Democrats know what they're doing. They don't like this man. Right? They don't. Of course, they're not going to stand up for anything that's coming out of his mouth. Nothing. So he's going to paint this narrative for the rest of the year. This is what they're going to use to go into the midterms. They're going to use these talking points for the rest of the year, y'all. Get ready for it. Understand that. You're going to know when you hear him talk every day, you're going to say, Dom, talk that talk. Definitely said he's going to use this thing all year. It's happening. He's going to use the same shit all year. What's up, Karina? Use your brain. Use your brain. Understand that. Understand that. Let's get back to it.
It's coming down fast. Prices of almost everything is down, and we inherited a mess 1 year ago. A mess. And they came up with the word affordability. Affordability. And I said, what are they talking about? They're the ones that caused it. They're cons, they're liars, not good. Other than that, we want to have unity. Let's have unity. To have unity, you need sane people on the other side. And when you watch them not stand up for a mother that just lost her daughter, or not stand up for a great, brave helicopter pilot that did so well and so amazing in Venezuela, or not stand up when I asked the question, stand up if you love our country. Think of it.
Hey, Freeman 5955. Who you're calling the LGBT Somalian has a channel? Who you're talking about, Freeman? I just need to know real quick before we resume this video. Everybody put their attention on Freeman 5955. Who are you talking about, Freeman? Let me know real quick, because you probably didn't read my description. You probably didn't read my description. You don't know what the fuck they call me, so obviously you don't know me. But are you talking to Dom? Talk that talk? Come on, Freeman. Let me know. Let's go before we proceed. Everybody put their attention on Freeman 5955. You talking to me? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, his bitch ass is gone. He don't want to answer me, so I'm gonna get his bitch ass off my channel. I just took your weak ass freedom of speech away. How about that? I just took your freedom of speech don't mean shit to me, Freeman. You ain't no free man on my fucking channel. Get your bitch ass out of here. Fuck your freedom of speech.
And you love great American patriots, but don't stand up if you don't, or if you love illegal alien criminals. And not one of them stood up. They got killed. And you know, at the end of the night, they were all standing up for anything because the word was, they are getting killed. Did you see they were passing notes all over the place? Stand up for anything, stand up. They were instructed, you know, they have terrible policy, terrible everything, but they do stay together, as bad as it is. But they were instructed under no circumstances.
Oh, look. Bro, Freeman's so butthurt, bro. Freeman's so butthurt, y'all. He took his like back. That boy is so butthurt. He took his like back. Look, y'all. Look, y'all. Donald Trump supporters are welcome to my channel. All I ask y'all to do is just be respectful, bro. Y'all don't have to come here and spew hatred, dog. It's really like he's rubbing off on y'all. It's like you guys are bird brains. You can't think for yourself. Like his demeanor, his style, his characteristic is rubbing off on his supporters. Literally. You guys like little Trump minions, bro. Like, you come here, bro, just be respectful, bro. Like, I don't care if you put Trump, America, I love Trump. Just don't put Trump 2028. At least show me that you know the Constitution. Like, you put Trump 2028, I'm going to assume that you don't even know that this is his second term. That's what I'm going to assume. Like, I'm just going to assume that you were born in 2016. No, you were born, I don't know. Like, just don't put Trump 2028. Like, let's just stop that. Let's stop that, okay? At least show us you have sense. Let's get back to this retard.
You to applaud or stand up. So I say, stand up for a mother who lost
What's up, Mona?
her daughter.
Peace and love,
They
Mona.
don't applaud. They sit there like, and eventually we just looked at him and said, you people are crazy. And they are. They're crazy. And we got to win the midterms. We brought this country back. We don't want to lose the midterm. We got to win the midterms. We got to get out. You got to get out, or we got to vote, and we'll keep it all going better.
Boom! That's what it's all about right there. That's what it's all about, guys. He just gave y'all, he just gave y'all the reason for the season, the reason for the smear campaign, the reason for the talking points, the reason for the catchphrases, the reason for the trap questions at the State of the Union address, right? Because Donald Trump don't have anything, he don't have any leg to stand on. All he can do right now is trap the Democrats, catch them up in their words or whatever, and smear them the entire year. This is what he's gonna do to sway voters for the midterms. This is exactly what he's gonna do. He don't have anything else. This guy don't have any plans. He don't have any policies. He don't have shit. He's lying about the inflation rate for 2025, the last 3 months of 2025. He's just lying. That's all he can do right now. But he's going to keep you guys fooled by smearing the Democrats all the rest of 2026. We're going to see it. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. He's going to keep doing it. He's going to bring up Joe Biden again. He's going to bring up the Democrats at the State of the Union. They sat down. He's going to keep bringing these things up, guys. Pay attention.
Even than it is now, as good as it is. Tuesday night, in my State of the Union address, I laid out the historic actions my administration is taking to put more money in the pockets of workers and families like those here today, the greatest people on earth. You built the country. And to ensure that we always keep America first. You know, they don't keep America first. They keep America last. With the help of our Republican majorities in Congress, we passed the largest tax cuts in American history. That includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax
on tips and overtime up to $25,000. Give everybody the context, sir. Don't just say it. Don't just spray it. Give them the context. Give them the limitations, right? It sounds good. All of that shit sounds good, my boy. But you got to let everybody know what the limitations are. No tax on what else? Social Security? Come on, tell us.
on Social Security.
Oh, no tax on Social Security, right? Not every senior under 65 qualify for this for these tax cuts. He's not gonna tell you guys. Not all of the seniors qualify for it. But he'll make you think that it's for everybody. Right? He'll make you think that this no tax on tips is unlimited. No tax on overtime is unlimited. No, sir. No. Y'all better go read the fucking y'all better go read the policies. Go read it. But a lot of these Republicans, these Trump tards, they don't read shit. They don't read shit. They just walk around with his nuts in their mouth and just keep going.
For our great seniors. And the average Texas family will save over $4,000 on their taxes this year alone, and much more next year. We gave you the best tax cuts anyone's seen. We also got you an interest deduction if you buy a car. You can, if you borrow some money to buy a car.
Capitalism was never designed to help you thrive. It was designed to keep you exhausted. I hate that capitalism...
You have a loan, you're allowed to deduct the interest for income tax purposes. Never happened before. But only if it's an American-made car. We put that in. We have cut a record number of job-killing regulations, slashing 129 old regulations for every one new regulation.
It's funny how he gave y'all the fine print for the taxes on the cars, right? He gave y'all the fine print for that. Oh, it's only for American cars. But when he talk about tax cuts on tips, tax cuts on overtime, tax cuts on Social Security, he won't give you the fine print for that. He won't give you the context of it. Why? Because he wanted to sound good to you, right? Because he know a lot of you Republicans, right? You know a lot of you uneducated people that voted for him. He know a lot of you won't even do the research. You won't even do it, right? You're just gonna take his word for it.
That we approve. So if we put a regulation on, we slash 129 old regulations, which is far and above what anybody's been able to do. We terminated the insane electric vehicle mandate where you had to have a car, like all electric car, within a couple of years. Yet it was not going to work. I mean, you don't mind driving 200 miles to get a charger, right? You ever see the signs? Charge, you're running out, you're running low, and they say, charging booth 112 miles to the right. These people are crazy, Kelly. But the mandate is over and the other radical attacks, and now you can go out and you can buy a gasoline-powered car, a hybrid, an electric car. You can buy whatever the hell you want. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion. So $1 trillion less, much less, of new investment came into the country. In less than 12 months, I secured commitments for more than 18 trillion. So think of it. For 4 years.
And that hasn't been verified, chat. that no one can verify these investments, guys. Nobody can verify these investments, guys. I told you he just spews shit out. He just spews shit out, guys. What's up, Danny? Good morning, Danny. So you guys can go do the research on what he's saying right here, but nobody, from my research and what people are saying, this was a lie. This was a lie. It can't be verified.
Think of it, what it does to a place like this. 4 years, much less than $1 trillion. Less than 1 year, more than $18 trillion. I would say that's the difference between making America great again and making America a major loser. A short time ago, we were a dead country. We were totally a dead country. The King of Saudi Arabia said it to me. I was over, they invested $2 trillion in our country. I was over there with other great countries, but the King of Saudi Arabia said to me, President, 2 years ago, you were a dead country. Now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. Can you imagine? The stock market is at 50.
I told y'all to pay attention to the catchphrases. He said the same shit in the State of the Union address, guys. Oh, we're a dead country. We were a dead country. But now we're the hottest country. Now we a hot country. Y'all got to pay attention to these catchphrases, these talking points, and this narrative that he's painting ahead of the midterms, guys. It's going to continue to go on and on and on and on and on for the rest of the year. It's going to continue, guys. Hey, Karina. I'm doing well, Karina. How you doing, Karina?
3 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that in 1 year. Adding trillions of dollars in value, Americans' pensions and 401ks and retirement accounts, they're all through the roof. Who has a 401k? Wow. Is anybody unhappy with the job I'm doing? Your 401ks have doubled, right? Are they doubled? I have a policeman, I tell the story, same guy, I meet him, but this wonderful, tough policeman from New York, he's taking good care of us. And he said, sir, it's so good my married life has gotten so much better. Why? My wife thought I was a loser financially. I couldn't make any money because my 401k was dying for years. And now she thinks I'm the smartest financial genius ever. It's made my sex life good. It's made my life good. It's given me a tremendous boost in life, sir. This is a big, tough cop. He said, my wife treated me like a dog, and now she admires my financial genius, and I haven't done anything. My 401k has gone through the roof. So I said, thank you very much. But everybody's there, right? Everybody.
He's so messy, bro. Like, he just so unprofessional, bro. So messy. He's just a joke. Like you said, what a joke, right? Like, he just... Oh, bro, this guy is a clown, man. This guy is a clown. This weak-ass story, we know he lying, right? But that's a weak-ass story that you want people to buy, bro. That this police officer in New York saw a lot of money in his 401k because of you, and now that his sex life is better. His what? Bro, you only been in office for a year. What are you talking about, bro? This is the shit y'all believe, dog. This is the shit y'all really believe, and y'all like this shit. This dude is a lame. Like, he's Donald Trump, the type of guy, if he wasn't rich, bro, he would not get any kitty at all, bro. He would not get none, bro. Because he's just so whack. Lame. Lame as hell. This whack-ass story, bro. Y'all, oh my God, I don't even want to listen to it again. I would go back, but nah, that shit whack as hell, bro.
Everybody's up. Has anybody gone down with their 401k? Because if you do, you're a loser. Nobody. And then, you hear these radical lunatics say, The stock market doesn't matter. Well, it does matter because they have 401ks, they have investments, they buy stocks without 401ks. It matters a lot. Our stock market's going through. You know, we beat 50,000 on the Dow. They said when I got elected, if I could beat 50,000 by the end of my 4th year, it would be a tremendous miracle. And we then hit 7,000 on the S&P. And that was even tougher. They said there's no way that can be done. I did them both by the end of my 1st year. Not my 4th year, my 1st. Which means you also did them both. So, you know.
But what he won't tell you guys is that the Dow, the stock market has been on the rise since 2020, since 2023, 2022. Like it's been on an increase, right? Since Joe Biden last 2 years, the stock market was rising up, right? It was. So it ain't like it was already on the increase. But he's taking all the credit as if it just shot up in his first year and the Dow reached 50,000. Nah, he won't tell y'all any of that shit. He got to take all the credit. He got to make himself look good. But he'll tell you that he inherited a mess, though, right? He'll tell you that he inherited a mess, but he won't tell you the good things that came from that past, the last administration. Let's keep going.
So everybody's happy. And to help ensure that all Americans share in the gains from the rising stock market, I announced on Tuesday night that any worker whose employer does not provide matching contributions to a retirement account, my administration will begin matching your retirement savings with up to $1,000 a year. Nobody ever thought that's possible. And we passed a bill, the great big beautiful bill that the Democrats are, they're always saying, oh, the great big beautiful, they don't know. It's basically the great big beautiful tax cut bill, if you really want to look at it, probably more accurate name. Every parent.
Did you know that sugar with cinnamon and apple cider vinegar can make you forget you ever had type 2? This is the strangest method I've ever seen.
Can actively just activate all of their children's accounts. We have a new thing, and it was Michael and Susan Dell Computer. Go out and buy a Dell computer. They're great. Because he put up $6.25 billion in the Trump accounts, and it's for children. It's tax-free investment accounts for every American child, every single American child born rich. So millions and millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell who have donated think of it, $6 billion. He put up $6.25 billion, and now he wants to put up more to fund what's called the Trump accounts for 25 million American children, and that number is growing rapidly all the time. So these children, they reach 18 or 19 or 20, they could have over 100,000. They could have much more than that. Think of it. They'll be like rich. They started with nothing and a small amount of seed money, and by the time they're 18 years old, they could have well over $100,000. And to make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov. It is amazing. It's going through the roof. One American who is benefiting.
It's going through the roof, y'all. Trump accounts is going through the roof. Put a 1 in the chat if you're using Trump accounts right now. Put a 0 if you're not. Put a 0 if you're not using Trump accounts right now. I heard he said it's going through the roof. He said it's going through the roof right now. He literally just oh my God. This guy is crazy, bro. Crazy.
Tremendously from our tax cuts is Kevin Rhodes from Andrews, Texas. Kevin is a Marine Corps veteran who has spent 20 years in the oil and gas industry. Great guy, just met him. He works as a wells tech in Permian Basin, where he averages 15 hours a week in overtime. Now, there's no tax on overtime anymore, Kevin. As a result, Kevin and his wife, Marcy, will take home more than $7,000 extra this year, thanks to no tax on overtime, with money that they are going to take. The two boys are on a road trip to Yellowstone Yellowstone National Park, nice place where you can save the money or you could buy a house or do whatever the hell you want with it, right? But you know what? I'd like to have Kevin and Marcy come up. They're so happy. No tax, in this case, overtime. But think of it, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security for the seniors. So who the hell else could have gotten that? Come on up, Kevin.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a huge honor to be here in Corpus Christi, Texas, with everyone here. Thank you to Oil and Gas Workers Association also. I stand here as a Marine Corps veteran, raw, with my wife, who is a small business owner. We own a small catering company. We are products of the oil and gas industry of West Texas. We send our oil here to Corpus Christi to send out across the world. With the legislation that has been passed with a no tax on overtime, we were able to buy a commercial refrigerator for our business. And then, like Mr. President said, we're going to take our kids on a trip to Yellowstone and Grand Teton. We are just Americans, two parents trying to give the best life to their children. Opportunities for both of our sons, one who is in automation, fixing to go into the oil and gas industry. We have big dreams and are excited for the future of this nation and our family. We are grateful that God has given us a president like Mr. Trump that allows us to we are grateful that he has put America first. So God bless you, Mr. President, and God bless this nation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's great. Thank you very much, both. So we're also grateful to be joined by a man who's, they say, the most talented man in the oil industry. Doug Burgum, who, as you know, is a great gentleman. He was former governor of North Dakota. I wanted to put him at energy. He said, sir, I'm really good at energy, but there's one man that's better, and his name is Chris Wright. So I made Chris Wright the Secretary of Energy, and he has really proven to be fantastic, wherever you are, Chris. Where is Chris? Thank you. And he's got a beautiful hat. Beautiful. I love the hat. Gulf of America. I love that hat. We have one of the great governors of our country. He's an unbelievable...
Yo, Ing. You already know, bro. You know I'm an 86,002nd king, bro. Don't come in here with all that bull crap, Ing. I'ma send your ass back to India. I'ma send your ass right back to India, Ing. Keep it up. You got one more time, bro. I'ma send your ass back to India where you from. Keep it up, bro. I'ma show you. I'ma show you this time. This time I'ma block you forever, Ing. I've been trying to let you live, but you a real zombie, bro. I'm about to chop off your head today. I'm chopping off your head today. I'm not just gonna chop your feet off and let you live. I'm gonna chop your head off. I'm gonna chop your head off, bro. Cause you come in here saying some very inappropriate shit, bro. Stop playing so much, man. Damn, I didn't know y'all play like that in India. But apparently y'all do.
guy, a tremendous friend of mine, and he is something very special. He's tough as hell, I want to tell you. If you think he's a nice guy, you're wrong. He's tough, he's mean, but it's all for you. So I want to just say, Greg Abbott, we love you, Greg Abbott. Good. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Thank you. He's been the chairman of my campaign all three times. All three times we set records. We set records like nobody. Okay, I don't want to brag. But in the history of Texas, I have, correct, Governor, I have by far the largest number of votes ever gotten, and it was the highest and the highest again, and we just topped it big in the last election. So we have the highest ever gotten by a lot.
No, Ing, don't be sorry, Ing. Be careful, bro. Don't be sorry. Be careful. Stop playing with me.
By millions of votes. I think I got to move here fast. I'll stay in Washington for a little while. We'll stay in Washington for a little while longer. So thank you very much. And we have a great Attorney General, Ken Paxton. Where's Ken? Hi, Ken. Hi, Ken. And we have a great Senator, John Cornyn. Hi, John. Thank you, John. We're in a little race together. You know that, right? A little bit of a race. It's going to be an interesting one, right? They're both great people, too. Thank you both very much. We appreciate it. Texas House Speaker Dustin Burrows is here doing a terrific job. Hi, Dustin. Thank you, Dustin. Good job. Like you much better than the last guy, Dustin. And we have a senator who's really an amazing guy. I'm thinking about putting him in the Supreme Court. No, I'm thinking because it's very hard, you know, getting these nominations through is very tough. And he's the only guy I know. He'll get 100% of the Democrat vote, 100% of the Republican vote. They want to get him out of there. He is such a pain in the ass, but he's so good and so talented. Ted Cruz.
Bro, Ted Cruz talked so much shit about Donald Trump before he was elected, bro. I'm talking about him and Marco Rubio. Hell, even J.D. Vance, though, but Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz, yo, they talked some mad shit about Donald Trump before he was elected, bro. But we know how this shit go, though, bro. We know how this shit is all fake news, bro. That's all it is, bro. Controlled opposition, man.
That's right. If we ever had a problem, I just picked Ted. That'd solve that problem. No, he's a great guy. He's a very talented guy, too. Smart. Representatives John Carter, Randy Weber, Jason Smith, Brian Babin. These are all incredible warriors, by the way. Joni Arrington, Lance Gooden, Chip Roy running for office. Chip? Where's Chip? You're doing a good job, Chip. Michael Cloud. That's right. He's the... Oh, look at that. Whoa. Okay, this is his district, and people like you. You know, I've had some bad things where I introduce people from a district, and then they like you, Michael. That's good. And you know what? Honestly, they should, because he's a phenomenal congressman, a phenomenal friend, and a phenomenal congressman. Thank you for the great job, and you got that dredging. Is it 54 or 56 feet? Yeah. In other words, 54. He said, go with 54. You got that done. We got it done together, right? Made a big difference. Thank you very much. You have a great congressman. Congressman Tony Gonzalez is here. Tony, congratulations. Jake Elzy, Monica De La Cruz. Thank you. Keith Self, good guy. Oh, these are great people. Thank you, Keith. Brandon Gill, a young one. I endorsed him. I said, a very dear friend of mine happens to have a slight relationship, right? I endorsed him. I said, what does he know about politics? That was like 4 years ago. He knows a lot. You've been fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you, Brandon. And another friend of mine who's doing very well, Wesley Hunt. Where's Wesley? Wesley Hunt. Doing a good job. Thank you, Wesley. Well, you do have an interesting election. You have a couple of them going on. Texas is so good. You know, I never really appreciated Texas because I won by so much it wasn't fun. But I'd rather have it that way, so let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. Director of Federal Housing Finance Agency, a genius financially, Bill Pulte. Hi, Bill. President and founder of the Oil and Gas Workers Association, very popular guy, Matt Code. And we have an actor who's one of the best actors in America. He played a gentleman that preceded me by a few years named Ronald Reagan. And Dennis Quaid has gotten accolades all over the place. And he really is good. Dennis Quaid, where are you, Dennis? Dennis Quaid. Hey, Dennis, come here, Dennis, come here. You know, they like celebrities and actors more than politicians in many cases. Say a couple of words.
Thank you, sir. Hello, Corpus Christi. Hello, Texas. My home state. I love Corpus Christi. And I love Donald Trump.
Thank you, Dennis. Did a great job. Thank you, Dennis. Got a new movie coming out, by the way.
You shouldn't have to have an engineering degree just to keep the lights on in a blackout. Most backup systems are a...
Thanks as well to several great Texas Patriots. Jessica Steinman, who's doing unbelievably well. Where's Jessica? You're around here someplace. Thank you, Jessica. Alex Mailer. Alex, thank you. Thank you, Alex. Chris Gabber. Thank you, Chris. Mark Teixeira. Yates, are you the great Mark? He could throw that ball. We need you. We need you desperately. And I hear you doing very well. I endorsed all of these people, by the way. And I hear you doing very well. I'll tell you what, that's the end of the Democrats' chances of winning the game. When you have a top major league player in your team, they're in deep trouble. That's good. We're rooting for you, big. I'm a big fan too. What a great baseball player you were. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mark. Jace Yarborough. Jace, thank you very much, Jace. Good job.
What's up,
They're
Barbar?
all leading. John Bonk. They're all leading in the polls, every one of them. And I want to call up 3 people that are running, and we don't even have the polls yet, but they're, I think, doing well. When we endorse people, I take it seriously, but these people we endorse and just...
They're all winning in the poll, but we don't have the polls yet. We don't have the polls yet, but they're all winning in the poll. We're going to come back to this, guys. Give me a once. We're going to come back to this. This guy is a joke, bro. This guy is literally a joke, bro. They're all winning in the poll. Even though we don't have the polls yet, they're all winning in the polls.
Look at it. Probably more accurate name. Every parent can...
This guy is a complete clown, bro. I mean, complete clown, bro. Clown, bro.
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. And I've noticed this willingness from people who think a lot like I do that, look, we told you so. To all these white working class voters, we told you so. We told you that Trump was going to be a terrible candidate. We told you that you were an idiot if you voted for him. The problem is, if you take that attitude of sort of gloating over Trump's defeat, then you're playing into the very thing that gave rise to Trump in the first place, which is a feeling that the elites think that they're smarter than you and just think you're a bunch of idiots. Right, one of the biggest drivers of Trump's support, and one of the things that's most predictive of his support, is that you express cynicism about the future and a belief that your kids...
That's what he gives voice to every time he makes a campaign stop.
Yeah, absolutely. You think about the way that he talks about...
Your cynicism is appropriate.
Absolutely.
Because those people don't care.
Absolutely. You think about the slogan, Make America Great Again. The implication is that America isn't great right now, and if you're very unhappy about your life, that's going to resonate.
Do you think this is a large number of people? Do you think this is enough people to elect Donald Trump?
No, I don't think it's a large enough people to elect Donald Trump. I think that this election is really having a negative effect, especially on the white working class, right? Because I think a lot of these grievances are legitimate, but what it's doing is it's giving people an excuse to point the finger at someone else. It's point the finger at Mexican immigrants or Chinese trade or the Democratic elites or whatever else. And sometimes these villains are...
Damn, what happened to J.D. Vance, y'all? What happened to J.D. Vance? How did he switch up like so easily, guys? Was it the must be the money? Must be the money. Why did he why did he smartened up? Really? Good Lord. Must been the money, boy. He switched up quick. He switched up quick, y'all.
legitimate.
Somebody said he's smarting up.
Totally fair.
Okay, we gonna see there's some other guys smarting up too. Or was it the money, y'all? Huh? Was it the money, the opportunity, huh? Made them change their ways, right? Made them change their morals, huh?
Fair to say that the policy elites of the Democratic Party haven't been totally concerned about the white working class, but at the same time, fundamentally what's going on and what Donald Trump has done is change the focus of the white working class from a sort of engaged and constructive politics to a politics of pointing the finger. The media sort of asked me to be the spokesman for the white working class voter who's voting for Trump, right? But as somebody who doesn't like Trump myself, I understand where Trump's voters come from, but I also don't like Trump.
Damn, you don't like Trump, JD? You don't like him? That ain't true. Ain't no way, bro. Damn, JD, I ain't know you felt like that about Donald Trump, bro.
Trump himself, and that's made me realize that maybe I'm not quite part of either world totally.
Damn. No way.
Apparently, you can go from 0 to a complete.
Let's see what Marco Rubio had to say
I don't know if this is going to be possible.
about Donald Trump.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio is with us now from Houston. Senator, good morning.
Good morning.
Did someone hit the panic button last night?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I can just tell you that a con artist is about to take over the Republican Party and the conservative movement, and we have to put a stop to it. And part of it is look at the report.
Oh, what he call him, y'all? What did Marco Rubio call Donald Trump, y'all? Did he call him a con artist? Those are not nice words, dog. Those are not nice words for your constituent, bro. For somebody that you work for today, Rubio. You work for Donald Trump today. Lord have mercy.
Report you guys just did. Donald Trump last night had no answers on the issue of health care, and if you listen to that report that just led into this, the media is pumping him up as some sort of unstoppable force. Donald Trump has portrayed himself now consistently as fighting for the working people, and he has a record of sticking it to working people for 35 years. If any other candidate in this race had his record, there would be nonstop reporting on it. But unfortunately, he's being pumped up because many in the media with a bias know that he'll be easy to beat in a general election. So we're going to put a stop to it now. There is no way we are going to allow a con artist to take over the conservative movement, and Donald Trump is a con artist.
So what do you think a Trump government would look like, Senator?
Not the 72nd U.S. Secretary of the State right now. Not the Secretary of the State right now. The Secretary of the State is calling him a con artist. But you working for a con artist, Marco Rubio, so what does that make you? What does that make you, Marco? What kind of integrity do you have? That's crazy.
It would be chaos. No one knows, but it would look probably like the positions he's held for all these years on many of these issues. He is wholly unprepared to be president of the United States. He refuses to answer questions on any specific public policy. He has no plan for health care, for example. They asked him about the debt. He claimed he's going to cut the debt by cutting fraud and abuse, which everyone acknowledges, and he didn't get any follow-up or any press on that, and nobody pressed him on that afterwards. I tried to get the moderators to ask him about it. This is the most important government job.
Yo, Marco Rubio, you do know he's still talking about the same shit today, right? Are you pressing him today for saying he's gonna cut the deficit because of the fraud and all of this? The fraud in the election, and he keep bringing up fraud with no proof, no evidence. Are you checking him today, Marco Rubio? Huh? I seriously doubt it. Must be the money, y'all. I seriously doubt the Secretary of State is checking Donald Trump on his lies today. I seriously doubt it.
On the planet. We're about to turn over the conservative movement to a person that has no ideas of any substance on the important issues, the nuclear codes of the United States, to an erratic individual, and the conservative movement to someone who has spent a career sticking it to working people.
Please let us get a few more questions in.
We want to ask you specifically about a meeting that CNN is reporting this morning that your campaign manager met with top donors behind closed doors and the possibility of a contested convention in order to earn the nomination, to get the nomination, was discussed. Is that something you're thinking about?
No, but the truth is that it is possible that no one gains the 1,236, the 1,236 delegates that are necessary to win. If you look at the way it's going now, no one may have that number of delegates, and that in and of itself would trigger a convention in which after the first round, delegates are free to vote for whomever they want. I would not prefer that to be the case. I would much rather just have someone win the nomination in this process, but not a con artist like Donald Trump.
No!
You've said that a number of times, con artists like Donald Trump, but you have been on the stage with him throughout this campaign season. You were very different last night. You were much more combative than I have ever seen you.
Well, because it's a narrow race, number one. Number two, I acknowledge we're an underdog. Donald Trump is leading in the polls as he tells everybody.
So far?
No, well, but first of all, I would prefer not to get into a fight with other Republicans, but I would much more prefer not to turn over the party to a con artist like Donald Trump. And last night is the last debate before Super Tuesday, and I'm asking everyone watching tonight, if you're a Republican and you don't want your party taken over by a con artist like Donald Trump, unite behind us. Go to our website, marcorubio.com, and join us so we can put an end to this lunacy.
Senator, 2 days ago, you were here on the air. You said we will win Florida and that the Jeb Bush support.
And now he is united behind the elitist Donald Trump, as J.D. Vance called him back in 2016. He grouped Donald Trump in the elite class, right? And now he has rallied behind Donald Trump. How much of these guys, how hypocritical are these guys, y'all? Oh, how do they lack integrity, y'all? They lack integrity. They don't stand on business. This is who y'all want us to vote for, bro. These people don't stand on business, man. They don't. They stand on greed, lies, and money. That's it. Greed, lies, and money. That's what they stand on.
Would consolidate to you. There's a new poll out that shows that's not the case, that Donald Trump is still ahead by double digits. That's why I asked that question about the panic button. It appears that Donald Trump is rolling toward the nomination.
Yeah, well, if you want to base that on one poll, it's fine. We have our own polls. There's been other public polls that show that that's not the case. We will win Florida. I know our state very well. It is not going to vote for someone like Donald Trump. I will acknowledge that there are some people watching this broadcast that are intrigued by him because they think he's a straight talker and he fights for the little guy. But Donald Trump has spent 40 years sticking it to the little guy or longer. And every time one of those businesses of his failed.
Spent 40 years sticking it to the little guy. Huh? Oh, everybody's going to vote for Trump because they think he's a straight talker. Y'all got to understand, this shit still ring true today. Marco Rubio still feels the same today. even though he's the Secretary of State for Donald Trump, he still believes these things. These are real facts. These are real feelings coming out of his mouth. These feelings just didn't all of a sudden go away. He's been sticking it to the American people for 40 years. He's a con artist. Everybody believes he's a straight talker when he just lying to you. Like, he's still, guys. Yo, come on now. How many accounts do you have at the Joe? Hey, y'all make sure y'all take it easy on the words you're using in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, take it easy on the words, y'all. The YouTube sensitive words. All right.
You know who didn't get paid? The little guy that was working for him.
Senator, we invite you to come to New York to the table for this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
The real cause of heartburn.
All right. So we seen how J.D. Vance felt about Donald Trump. We seen how Marco Rubio felt about Donald Trump. Uh-oh. Let's see. Because Donald Trump, in his rally yesterday, he just gave Ted Cruz some of the biggest praises yesterday. Oh, Ted Cruz is this. Ted Cruz is that. Ted Cruz is one of the smartest men out here, right? A well-respectable man. Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz. Well, let's see what Mr. Ted Cruz had to say about Mr. Donald Trump. Let's see what Mr. Ted Cruz had to say about Mr. Donald Trump. How about that, y'all? How about that, huh? Catch me outside. How about that?
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. And I've
The question that the people of America are asking is, how low will Donald go? Is there any limit that he will not go? I believe his conduct in this campaign is convincing millions of Americans that this man would be an embarrassment as president. That we don't want a president who traffics in sleaze and slime. We don't want a president who attacks.
We don't want a president that what? We don't want a president that what, y'all? What he say? What he say about Donald Trump? Oh my gosh. Chat, what he say about Donald Trump? Y'all, Donald Trump just endorsed this man yesterday. I told y'all, these Republicans are fake. They fake. They are fake, y'all. They put on for y'all, man. We just watched 3 guys who just dominated Donald Trump. I'm talking about spit on his grave if he was dead. We just watched 3 guys call him a con artist, a liar, pathological liar, a trafficker, all of this shit, embarrassment. Oh my gosh, what did Ted Cruz just say about Donald Trump? Let's go back.
Convincing millions of Americans that this man would be an embarrassment as president.
Not an embarrassment.
We don't want a president who traffics in sleaze and slime. We don't want a president who attacks.
We don't want a president who traffics. Who traffics? Traffic what? What he traffic, y'all? Yo, Ted Cruz, what do you know, Ted Cruz? What do you know? But Ted Cruz, you work for him today. What made you change up, Ted Cruz? Why did you change up how you feel? It must be the money. Must be the money. Will money make you lose your morals, y'all? Will money make you lose integrity, y'all? Will money make you lose your soul, y'all? Yes or no in the chat. Yes or no in the chat. Would money do it to you like that, y'all? Huh? Money will do it to you like that? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Lord have mercy. Ted Cruz currently serves as the junior United States Senator for Texas. Republican. Lord have mercy.
The family members of other candidates. We don't want a president who seems to have a real issue with strong women. He doesn't do well with strong women. Strong women threaten him and he lashes out. And we don't want a president who, for 4 or 8 years, we pick up the newspaper every day and read about the latest disaster. You know, Donald Trump is terrified to engage in a debate. He's right now hiding in Trump Tower doing no political events. He's not here in Wisconsin campaigning. Because when you campaign, people actually ask you questions. And when you ask questions, when you don't know anything about the issues, as Donald Trump does not, it becomes evident. So he sits in Trump Tower and sends tweets late at night. Well, this is a dangerous world. We need a president who is capable of sitting down with Putin and defending America. We need a president who is capable of defeating ISIS and defeating the Ayatollah Khamenei. And it will not be sufficient for the president to hide in his tower and send tweets at Putin. Putin invaded another country, bad. That's not what we need from a president. We need a president who can and will lead. And I think the people of Wisconsin, the people all across this country, have had enough of dishonesty.
Dishonesty?
Of sleaze.
Sleaze?
The conduct of Donald Trump is unbefitting the President of the United States. And these stakes are serious. America is in crisis right now, and we need a leader who brings us together, who defends who we are as...
We need a leader that brings us together. Not a liar, not a president that's dishonest. What changed for you, Ted Cruz? What changed, bro? How did you change your mind all of a sudden, Ted? These are the questions I would have. Lord, have mercy. Money can buy missiles and rockets and shit. You too. You too. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's facts. That's facts.
Hey, if
Hey.
you want to get rid of your beer belly and
No, I don't want to get rid of my belly. No.
Do celebrities cut carbs to lose weight?
Well, the polls close in about 30 minutes in Indiana with a pivotal primary vote tonight. The first votes are right now being counted. Today, Ted Cruz let loose on the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump. The most recent poll gave Trump a 15-point lead in Indiana. Major Garrett now on Ted Cruz in attack mode.
I tell you what I really think of Donald Trump. This man is a pathological liar.
Oh, shit. Ted Cruz, Donald Trump is what? Damn, Ted Cruz. Slow down for me, bro. You spoke too quick right there. Slow down for me, Ted. You said Donald Trump is what?
On the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump. The most recent poll gave Trump a 15-point lead in Indiana. Major Garrett now on Ted Cruz in attack mode.
I tell you what I really think of Donald Trump. This man is a pathological liar.
Oh, shit.
He doesn't know the difference between truth and lies. If you hooked him up to a lie detector test, he could say one thing in the morning, one thing at noon, and one thing in the evening, all contradictory, and he'd pass the lie detector test each time.
Ted Cruz on the verge of losing a primary crucial to his distant hope of stopping Donald Trump's march to the nomination, described the GOP frontrunner as a menace to the presidency.
Oh,
If
shit.
this man were to become president,
Y'all seen that
he
picture?
could say one thing in the morning, one thing at noon, and one thing in the evening, all contradictory, and he'd pass the lie detector test each time.
Ted Cruz on the verge of losing a primary crucial to his distant hope of stopping Donald Trump's march to the nomination, described the GOP frontrunner as a menace.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell no. To the no, 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 no. Y'all better clip that one. Y'all better. Hell no. What the hell? Nobody ever got that meme. Nobody ever got that meme right there, y'all. Y'all better clip that one. I don't think nobody ever got that meme. Y'all better go ahead and get it while you can. We about to go ahead and move forward right now. We about to move forward. Y'all better screenshot, clip, do what you got to do. We finna move forward. Lord have mercy. Somebody help him. Damn, that's an orange man. That's an orange man right there. God damn. Good Lord. Woo. Put him in the zoo. They might think he cousins with the orangutan.
To the presidency.
If this man were to become president, think about the next 5 years. The boasting, the pathological lying, the picking up the National Enquirer and accusing people of killing JFK.
That's a reference to a completely unproven accusation first made in the National Enquirer that Cruz's father, Raphael, was seen in a picture next to Lee Harvey Oswald, an assertion the Cruz campaign flatly denies.
I guess I should go ahead and admit, yes, my dad killed JFK. He is secretly Elvis, and Jimmy Hoffa is buried in his backyard.
Cruz, who once spoke warmly of Trump,
I want to thank my friend Donald Trump.
called him a serial philanderer.
I want everyone to think about your teenage kids. The President of the United States talks about how great it is to commit adultery, how proud he is. Describes his battles with venereal disease as his own personal Vietnam. That's a quote, by the way, on the Howard Stern show.
In a statement, Trump called Cruz's criticism a ridiculous outburst, adding, Cruz is a desperate candidate trying to save his failing campaign. Ted Cruz does not have the temperament to be president of the United States.
Cruz's biggest frustration may be that his Indiana strategy is unraveling. Scott, not only is Trump poised to win handily tonight, with that victory he may accumulate more votes in all the primary contests this year than Mitt Romney did in all the nominating contests of 2012. And there's still 9 primaries to go.
Major Garrett at Trump National Campaign Headquarters in Manhattan. Major, thank you.
Quickest way to improve
Alrighty.
vision. This is the quickest way to improve vision without drops.
Alrighty. Let's get back to that rally from yesterday. I think he almost done, y'all. I think he almost done with that rally from yesterday. God damn, man. Come on, go back to the damn thing, man. God damn. God damn, man. Oh, what was that? Let's go back to that shit from yesterday, bro. And what I did with the goddamn video from yesterday though, there it is.
Can actively just activate all of their children's accounts. We have a new thing, and it was Michael and Susan Dell Computer. Go out and buy a Dell computer, they're great. Because he put up $6,250,000,000 in the Trump accounts, and it's for children. It's tax-free investment accounts for every American child, every single American child born rich. So millions and millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell who have donated think of it, $6 billion. He put up $6,250,000,000, and now he wants to put up more to fund what's called the Trump accounts for 25 million American children, and that number is growing rapidly all the time. So these children, they reach 18 or 19 or 20, they could have over 100,000. They could have much more than that. Think of it. They'll be like rich. They started with nothing and a small amount of seed money, and by the time they're 18 years old, they could have well over $100,000. And to make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov. It is amazing. It's going through the roof. One American who is benefiting tremendously from our tax cuts is Kevin Rhodes from Andrews, Texas. Kevin is a Marine Corps veteran who has spent 20 years in the oil and gas.
I feel like we already went through this.
First, thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for opening every single door for my family. I want to thank my...
Danny, have a great day. Catch you next time. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you, Danny. I appreciate you all. Guys, we talked about what Donald Trump will be doing, right? And I told you guys for the rest of the year, Donald Trump will be going on these tours around the country. He will be campaigning, smearing, doing all he can to smear the Democrats all year long for not standing up during the State of the Union address, okay? He's going to use these talking points for the rest of the year. And this really all of this is going to be about the midterms, right? Because the Republicans need to win the midterm for them to be able to pass what they want to pass without any problems, okay? So, guys, we will come back at a later time, Rod. Will he continue to avoid the Epstein list? Yes, because he got people, a lot of people that's releasing, a lot of people that's in control of the releases and the redactions are people who are on his team. So they already said that he's exonerated, right? He's already coming out saying that he's exonerated when there's so many redactions, man. It's gonna take the Democrats to win the midterm for them to really fully get into these Epstein files. It's gonna take them to win this for them to fully get into what they want to do with Donald Trump, because they want to hold a deposition for Donald Trump. They want to ask them questions. They want to get him into a deposition and put the pressure on him. They want to put the pressure on him. All right. But anyway, chat, man, thank you guys for hitting the like button today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to cut it short tonight, guys, or today, this morning, because Dom got to get ready to get some rest, because I got to get ready for work tonight. So, guys, shout out to everybody that's subscribed to the channel. Shout out to everybody who hit the like button. Come back, man. We do these lives every single day, so come back and talk to us again. Remember, Democrats are welcome. Republicans are welcome here. Independents are welcome here. As long as you show respect to me and to everyone in the chat, I will allow you to say what you want to say. You know, I don't really block people here, so shout out to all of you guys. All right, much love to you all. Respect, Virgo Fox, respect. You guys have a great day, okay? Somebody said the Democrats had the files for years. That's true. That's true. You're right about that. They had it for years. You're right. So I can't tell you why they want to bring it out now. But guess what? If there's some incriminating stuff in there, if people was messing with children and doing all that shit, I don't care how long they had it. They need to bring it all out, and everyone need to get penalized and held accountable. Everyone need to be held accountable for any crimes that were done against children. All right. So again, guys, have a great day. You all take care. Happy Saturday. Take care of yourself. God bless you all. Bye-bye.